Hi guys, great to be with you again this evening. Took a little break last night so you could review all the information I had given you before. Now we're going to continue talking about the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh is very, very old. It was preserved by the Assyrians in the 7th century BC. What we have of the poem survives on clay tablets that were discovered in the 19th century. There's a great deal of the story that is actually missing, though. There's a big gap. But even in its incomplete form, it's still an excellent masterpiece of world literature. Gilgamesh may have been a real king in the land of Uruk in Mesopotamia in the southwestern Asia. In the poem, Gilgamesh is the son of a goddess and a high priest. So he was really a very prestigious man. Excuse me. Although Gilgamesh is 2 parts God, he also is mortal. So there lies his weakness. Even though he goes on this journey and this quest to find eternal life and life, so he doesn't become, so he can become immortal, he never really finds that. He does have the weakness of man. He has many gifts, especially beauty and strength. He grows proud, and he also becomes very arrogant. He becomes a tyrant and oppresses his people. He prays to the gods for relief. The gods decide to create a rival for Gilgamesh, the wild man in Enkidu, so that Gilgamesh will be forced to compete with him. But after the wrestling match, Gilgamesh and Enkidu become fast friends, and they become companions in the adventure. One of their adventures takes place into the land of the cedars, guarded by the evil giant named Humbaba. Now, what I want you to kind of think about are some of the advantages and disadvantages of eternal youth. Gilgamesh, the hero of the epic, he seeks to gain fame and immortality. What do you think would be some of the disadvantages of being young forever? You can jot those ideas down. This will not be on the quiz tomorrow. Only the part that we covered prior to today is on the quiz. But what are your thoughts about staying young forever? What if you could be the same age you are now for 20 years? I know I like to go back in time, sometimes be a little bit younger, but I do appreciate my age now too, because I have wonderful grandchildren that I can love. So think about that, just for thought. Also, he deals justly by your people, win their love, and leave behind you what? What are you going to leave behind? Now, in section 14, it's talks about 1 league. Well, let me just give you some clarity on what 1 league is and how big this cedar forest is. 1 league is 3.45 miles. The cedar runs 10,000 leagues. That's 34,500 miles. Humbaba hears 60 leagues away. That's 207 miles away. Humbaba also breathes in his breath is hot as fire. Humbaba's roar is like a fearful thunder, the loudest thunder you can hear in a storm. And Eno made Humbaba very perilous to men, very, very evil. And again, in the epic, you always have the hero and you have a monster, and Humbaba is that monster. So how would you like to be trying to sneak up on somebody in the other room and they hear you coming, or they don't hear you coming? Here, Humbaba appears for 207 miles away, 60 leagues away. That brings us to the close for today. We'll continue more tomorrow or on Monday probably. But have a great, great weekend. Enjoy your weekend, and please use good hand washing and keep yourselves well. Good night.